thought it might be wise for me to update my impressions on DriveThruRPG's print-on-demand services. I've placed 2 orders since the first one, both of which containing some of their color products, so I got a chance to check out the full bleed and all that jazz.
The God Machine Chronicle, Mummy Player's Book, Dark Era's Companion, and Dreams of Avarice.
Now, I placed these 2 orders a number of years apart, so what's interesting is to see what might be a bit of a progression forward in quality. I think, in any case, that they are getting better.
The unsightly vertical banding that plagued the black and white books in my first order is not a factor with the new color books I bought, due to a difference in printing technologies. The DriveThruRPG website is now claiming that all their black and white books are currently inkjet printed, so you shouldn't have to worry about this issue anymore. Their standard color books are also inkjet printed, and the tone is even and pleasant. That isn't to say that they're without issue. Did you see anything off there? How about here? Well, usually subtle. When they cluster, these white lines are distracting. In my eyes, they're not nearly as bothersome as the unevenness found in the old black and white book's toner, but across heavily inked pages, they can stand out. That said, the copy of Dark Era's Companion I ordered in 2017 was much cleaner in that respect than the books I ordered 3 years prior. Whether that's indicative of stronger quality control, or just where the job happened to fall in the maintenance cycle, I can't say for certain. I should also point out that while the paper used in my first and second order was thin, displaying text on the opposite side rather clearly, in 2016 they switched to a heavyweight stock across the board, so my Dark Era's Companion is visibly more robust.
So could this act as a substitute for this for me? In a pinch, yeah, but the quality, it's a different experience.
With these standard color print-on-demand books, tones aren't as rich or nuanced, and colors may not be as intended. The covers are glossy, but nothing special. No fancy end papers, no gilt edging or silk bookmark. But they have utility. They work.
If you need something that you're going to throw in a bag and probably beat the heck out of, yeah, you probably should just get a print-on-demand copy if it's cheaper than a traditional print copy. If it's something that's no longer available and hunting it down used would be prohibitive, or if it was never available in a traditional form, like, Dark Era's Companion, you cannot get a traditionally printed version of. And, having it to sit next to my really fancy deluxe original Dark Era's book, or Dark Era's one, it's, for me, worthwhile. And paging through something like this, I find much more pleasant than tapping a tablet to read a PDF. It's just a different thing.
Now, if the flaws I've pointed out in their standard color option are enough to turn you off the idea, they do also offer premium color. This is done with a digital offset printer, so it isn't prone to the white lines we saw earlier, and they seem to have put much more care into color accuracy and nuance. That said, there was an element that caught me off guard. Comparing the black here to the black in the standard color print next to it, the premium black is obviously darker. And it should be. Digging into my PDF copy, the black here is absolute 000, whereas here it is brighter with blue and green trends. But when I first compared them, the standard color print appeared darker. The paper stock they use, while allowing for tonal nuance, has light reflect off the ink diffusely, so you might find reading enjoyment more sensitive to lighting conditions. I've also only had this issue appear in the premium color book I bought. The top edge of every other pair of pages here is misaligned, leading to a thin white margin. I'm guessing that there was a mechanical alignment issue here and that the source file itself was not at fault, though I get the impression that someone on either end has been rather economical with their bleed.
Would I recommend DriveThruRPG's print-on-demand services? Yes. If you want a copy of something they have, and there either is no traditionally printed version, or the traditionally printed version is substantially more expensive, then yes, pick up the drive-thru print-on-demand copy. I mean, the other caveat is, if you're willing to go digital, that's going to be way cheaper for you. But it's not the same thing. If you need a physical copy, if you don't mind that it's not the most premium thing, these do a really good job for what they are.
I may as well cover shipping, too. I used the cheapest option, which was letter mail. The books arrived in simple corrugated cardboard, which was mostly sufficient protection, but not perfect. Interestingly, though supposedly printed in the UK, they were sent to me from Budapest. For one reason or another, I wasn't stung by customs either time. So, as to the question of whether the bindings are still good on the original order I made, no signs of giving up. They are more or less what they always were. The service in general, though, has certainly improved. Who knows what these will be like in 5 more years?